Sitting in one of my favourite coffee shops this morning, a thought occurred and I jotted it down on my little notebook, because when thoughts occur, it's a good idea to jot them down, because then maybe you can make a video about them later, which is what I'm doing now. And the thing I jotted down in my notebook was, what suits your interests? What suits your interests? What do you really want? And why do you want it? By examining the reasons why you want it, you will learn an awful lot about yourself. What is your greatest desire? What do you really want in life? I've come to the conclusion that the more people are self-centered and think only of themselves, just focusing on their own wants, their own desires, the more frustrations they seem to have in their lives. The world, the universe, will not provide them with everything they want. And they become quite unhappy. On the other hand, if you look at life and think, well, what do other people want? And can I help them get what they want? The focus becomes entirely different. The focus is no longer on us, on little me, but on the world out there. And the opportunities to provide help, assistance out there is enormous. It's a smorgasbord of choices. Once we get the focus off of ourselves, we start focusing on others, helping them, and not giving ourselves a pat on the ego whenever we succeed. In other words, doing what we can, putting our heart and soul into it, and leaving the results to the universe to decide. This is a sort of freedom that really happy people have. They don't chase after things that they can add to themselves. Now, this is easier said than done, of course. We like to get rewards. We like to get pats on the back. We like to get acknowledgement, kudos. And we don't like the opposite of these things. So what is it that doesn't like the opposite and likes, you could say, the ego self? The greater the ego self, the more we are centered on only ourselves, to the point where the ego can be so dominant that all we think about, all we feel about, all we experience is what our ego is bringing to us. So, what's the point? Gradually dissolve the ego and the real, generous, loving center of ourselves gradually emerges. Now, if we can believe the words of A Course of Miracles, love is all there is. And if love is all there is, then we've got to be part of it. In fact, we are it. Once we can get rid of the dross, once we can start focusing away from our ego wants and on maybe the desires and things that other people want, we're on our way to a better, happier, more rewarding life. Hence, finished is the lecture.